Hello Virgo, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Alright. We're going to do relationship first. Single second. And the oracle cards come out as needed. Alright, that's an interesting ending. Now, that's interesting. Okay. All right, so I understand the ending a little bit better. Let's go forward here. I find this interesting. What's causing this seems to be where the problem actually is, which are two very good cards, and you'd be like, why would that be a problem? So on your partner side, they have the Sun card. On your side, you have the Ten of Cups. And they're both in the challenge position. I'm getting it's moving forward from this. Like, things seem to be very well. They're going very well between the two of you. And you don't want to rock the boat. Neither of you want to rock the boat. Neither of you want to rock the boat. I just keep getting it over and over. Neither of you want to rock the boat. Because it's going well. It feels like you're very close at this point. Very close. Like a lot of touching close. Like huggy, kissy, close. That's what it's feeling like. Like things are going very well and neither of you want to rock that boat. Now, I'm getting this as first. So let's see what we're saying with these. These seem to be coming in together too. The Ten of Wands with the Seven of Swords. Now, you don't want to rock the boat, but you're taking on a lot of the responsibility here. And it's like you're just accepting it. And you're just trying to just kind of almost like hide it a little bit. Because the two of you are getting along so well, I feel like you're taking on a lot of the responsibility to make sure it keeps going well. And anything you see that isn't quite in focus or you're feeling a little bit overburdened, you're just not saying anything about it. Now the other side, see, this seems weird to me because the other side is very hopeful that things are going to continue the way they have been. The other side seems to be deburdening themselves. They seem like they're just constantly lightening up their load. I don't think that's right either because it's not coming out right. Alright, so they're shrugging responsibilities. The other side seems like they're shrugging off responsibilities and you're picking it up, so they're just kind of, either that or they're just not paying attention. They're just kind of like letting things fall through the cracks. Thing is, you're picking it all up. You're catching all the things falling through the cracks. I almost feel like this is for good reason in the sense of like, I'm getting your partner is under the weather or something is weird here. Because I don't know if this is normal. Because it doesn't seem to me like it is. But your partner seems to be letting things fall through the cracks because they're feeling like they can't do it. And you're taking up all the extra. You're taking up all the extra. You're making sure it gets done. And you're not saying anything. You're just keeping it to yourself. See, again, I feel like they're unburdening themselves. They're just letting things fall through the cracks. They're shrugging responsibilities. And I feel like they're just ignoring it and moving on. Like, it's a period of time. I don't feel like this is a long, like it's a few days, maybe a week. Maybe for some of you, it's like 2 to 3 days. For others of you, it's like 7 to 10. But it doesn't go on too long. It's not like a way of life. Let's put it that way. And And the fact that you're picking it all up, your partner's just taking it like that's like you're letting it go. Um, like the forgiveness is here. Like I feel like they feel like you are okay with it because it's a rare thing. Something is a little crazy here though, because you're in your spiritual spot. You've got the Four of Cups, and you're contemplating like this is good for the relationship. And it seems like that's why you're putting up with it, especially since it's temporary. And you seem to also have the Queen of Wands energy here, which makes me really look at it like you're pushing forward, but you it's like you have, it's like you can't help yourself but to get things done. And you're feeling like this is the right thing to do, that, you just, things need to be taken care of. Your partner's just kind of letting things fall through the cracks. It seems like a rarity, and you're just picking it up. You're just moving forward. Why does something feel off here, though? Something feels off. Because, again, I'm looking here at your partner's spiritual sense. They get the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, which means to me that they're going to be back up to speed as normal soon. This doesn't seem like this doesn't seem right. Something seems wrong here. Something seems wrong here. Because I feel like they're just kind of taking it for granted. But it's not just that. There's something else doesn't feel right here. They feel like this is how, something like, especially because they have the High Priestess is where they're standing. And then they have the Eight of Pentacles in their spiritual spot. I feel like they're almost back to par, almost back to where they should be. They're looking at the situation where, things fell through the cracks, but you've picked it up, so it's no worry. And I'm getting here, see, this is, there's good and bad here. Going forward, what makes it better is like you're enjoying the love here. So it's a very lovey, very good feeling relationship. You're very happy. You got the Two of Cups. And your partner just seems to be walking on with the Fool card, like just ignoring that it ever happened. See, that's weird to me because it seems like you're both looking to like just ignore that it happened. But the reason you're ignoring it is because things are really good between you and your partner and you want to keep it that way. Something just doesn't feel right. And I'm touching the end here, and maybe we can review it in a second because I just feel like something isn't right. As I understand the love, and they're just kind of like using the Fool card just to move on, just like it doesn't matter, who cares. Afterwards, I'm getting the partnership, the Four of Wands is like the partnership, and one side, which I'm feeling is one side is kind of like one side is overcoming the obstacles and succeeding. The other side is kind of skulking away and just and not dealing with the issues. The question is who here? Because you could say that you're not calling your partner out on when they drop things through the cracks and just expect you to pick them up. And then your partner's kind of the victor there because they're getting out of stuff that they should be responsible for. On the reverse, though, you could say you're taking care of things. You're overcoming the challenges and you're making everything work out, while your partner's skulking away and not dealing with responsibility. I'm kind of getting a bit of both. But I feel like this is causing problems. Like, this is going to be more of an issue down the road. I'm getting this as a pattern that's starting to really... This is starting to become more of an issue. Like, this is starting to become a pattern. And right now, you're able to handle it. But down the road, it could build resentment. It could build problems. Like... Your partner might get used to just kind of shrugging off responsibility when they want to, and that might end up being all too frequent. And you might get used to just picking up the slack, and it might be notably draining. And you might get so used to it that you're having a hard time bringing it forward. Even worse, if it really does cement in as a pattern, it's going to be hard to break. I don't get this as a good thing. I understand, like, if your partner's under the weather or something and picking up the slack, but there at least needs to be some type of talk about it. Like, if your partner's going to see, because I feel like this is part of it. I feel like things are falling through the cracks. I don't feel like they're telling you. They're just not doing it. And you're just noticing it and you're picking up the ball. See, there needs to be more communication here. There needs to be more, your partner needs to explain how they feel, that they need some help, and then you would talk, or you would converse back with them, say, I can help you. I can't do it all the time, but I can do it this time for you because I understand that, one hand washes the other and all that stuff. But the conversation that's missing here, that's setting this up for problems. That's setting this up for disaster is what I'm worried about. Because over this last part, you have the angel card no with an exclamation. Like they're saying, don't do that. Don't just brush this under the rug like, one of you picks up the slack and the other, kind of skulks away and doesn't deal with it. Because this is going to cause more problems in your relationship down the road. I feel like they're warning you. Because I'm getting here with the 8 of Pentacles in the spiritual position. Like this is going to cement in as a pattern. And I feel like your partner is just kind of feeling like, this is just, they're allowed to do that. They make it up in other ways. Like, because they feel like they make it up in other ways, they can do that. But I feel like this is it's going to become a problem later. Now, these 3 cards came up with the Queen of Wands for you. And I feel like this is advice. Like, yes, handle it this time because things need to be handled, but then reconsider what you're actually getting involved with. Because even though you took care of it and all that, there needs to be a conversation afterwards. This is going to become a pattern. And you're going to notice it within a year. Because once it's cemented in, like if you talk about it now, and then you set yourself up that the next time it happens, you talk about it again, like you keep saying something, I feel like you have a better chance of fixing this. Because they're giving me the year from now, with like a year from now you're going to look back and realize where this kind of started. Or a year from now you're going to wonder how you ended up in this position. And they're saying this is when, because yes, you need to take care of certain things, your partner doesn't feel well. Optimally, I'm feeling like when things fall through the cracks, that's when you should mention it. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I noticed that wasn't done. I'll pick it up this time for you, but next time just give me a heads up. Like, for example, let's just use bills for an example. Like, something's due, for example, on the 15th. What's today? Today's like something, no, it's after the 15th. But say it's due the 15th. And then the 10th comes around, and you're realizing that bill hasn't got paid. Your partner usually pays it 2 weeks in advance, and you're just like, oh, wait a minute. So you go and you pay it. You would then need to go to your partner and be like, hey, did you know that bill fell through? That bill didn't get paid? I went ahead and paid it, but like if you're too tired or something, you need to let me know so I can make sure these are done. Like there needs to be a conversation there right at that point. Especially because I'm looking at this again. Like I feel like that your partner's under the weather or something, and that makes sense. But I'm also getting like the way things are being shrugged off is not good. And I'm feeling like it's almost like ignoring something, just expecting you to pick it up. And like, sure, maybe they're down for 2-3 days, but when they get back up to speed, they could pick up the things and just go through it, and they can ask you for help to catch up. That would make more sense. Like if it's just ignored though, this is really asking for trouble. I'm getting that again. It's asking for trouble. Like a year from now, you're going to see that this is a cemented in pattern, that it's going to be really hard to break your partner of it. Maybe you too, because you're used to how it goes. I feel like that's what this whole thing is about. Like they're saying, don't let this pattern cement in. You're going to hate it. You're not going to be happy. This is your chance to stop it. And I almost get like if you were able to talk to you a year from now, you would tell yourself, stop it now. Stop it right now before it becomes hell. I feel like you would. You have to judge for yourself naturally. Be good. All right, so that's Virgo relationship. Let's do Virgo singles. Virgo singles. Virgo singles. Messages for Virgo singles. An interesting way we're shuffling at the moment for some reason. Empowering information for Virgo singles to help them see what's going on and help them move things in a direction that make them happy. the Chariot here. Chariot at the bottom. Something moving forward. You have the Ace of Swords at the top too, so it's not really a shock that you have the Chariot there. In your thoughts, you have the Tower, which I'll show you all these cards in a moment, but it's kind of making me wonder, like, you're expecting this to be worse or expecting it to be kind of rough. That's for that last card. Alright, so those coincide. Okay, so this, you got the Hierophant in the environment. Somebody who's not expecting everything to be handed to them, but they expect, like, if they put the work in, the situation will work out. Which, that kind of thought is conducive with the Virgo, in my opinion. Like, you put in your effort, you get out your payout. Like, you give to get. That's kind of how I see it going here. That's the energy I'm catching in with the Hierophant at this point in this part of the reading. And I'm getting in the past with the same person. No, not the same person. In the past, you've had similar situations where you've come across people with the same mindset, with, like, you know, they expect, like, if they invest in you that they're going to get something out of it. Thing is, this can be a double-edged sword. It's like, what are they expecting? And I feel like they can't just give and give and give and then just decide what they expect. I don't feel like that's right. But I feel like you need to be aware of this, that, you know, this person, it seems like they feel like they're investing in you and they're expecting a payout because they're putting in the time and effort. And it's not like that's completely foreign to you, but if they keep trying to get to know you and spending time, that doesn't automatically just make you obligated to be in a relationship or do anything else. Because I'm worried about the anything else. Like, you know, just, it's like when you buy somebody dinner doesn't mean they owe you a good time after. That's all I'm saying. Because I feel like there's something along those lines. Like, they're putting in a lot of effort and they're expecting something back. And I feel like if you would realize that going in, like, you might find out what it is exactly they expect. Because you might be willing to, like, trade, you know, time for time, but they don't get to decide what happens during that time. Like, for example, you go out to a movie and a show, and then the next day you go to the park and hang out. That doesn't mean you're going to have an intimate moment after that. But you might be like, well, you planned that out and you know, footed the bill for both those events. Now I'll take you to a couple events. I feel like that would be the fair. Like, I feel like you would be like, oh, well, that's fair. But that doesn't mean they can do those things and then they can put, like, an expectation on you about what you are required to do for them. Because I'm getting like there's a thing here like that. Now, I'm getting here that you're strong. Like, you could stand your ground on this. I feel like the whole point of that coming forward is just so you're aware that that's a possibility, so it doesn't shock you. That's all. It's just so it doesn't shock you, especially when you have the Tower in your thoughts. You're expecting some type of shock. That could be your shock. That could be your shock, where they're spending time and doing things with you and then expecting something that you're not willing to do after that. So if you're expecting it, I feel like you can plan out what you're going to say to it, how you can balance that out. Like, all right, you took me to a movie and then we went to the park the next day, so I'll take you to a movie and then I'll take you to a different place the next day. But just because you did those things for me doesn't mean I owe you whatever they're wanting that you don't want to do. So there. Just so you're expecting it. Otherwise, I don't feel like that you would be pressured. I'm not getting that as a danger. For most of you, I just, if you expect it, you'll know how to handle it. You'll be ready for it. What's going on with you? You've dealt with that in the past. I get that. You know how to do that. You get the Ace of Swords coming in. Like, somebody's trying to get things going quickly. Swords are usually communication for me, but there's clearly a lot of fire right there. Clearly. This person seems to be coming in pretty quickly. I don't want to say they're new to your life, but I feel like the dating or whatever it is, they're moving fast on that. They're trying to get you to go to it. Like, they're very aggressive with it. I don't really think it's a bad thing, but depends how you view it. Like they want you to go out with them. They're kind of pressuring you to do so. So you're like, all right, well, I'll go. The Emperor with the Two of Cups is, even though that, give to get, like they're investing in you, they're enjoying time with you very much, and you're enjoying time with them. But, like, the Emperor is standing there saying, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on here. Be aware of what this person is expecting. I keep coming back to that. Like, sure, they might be investing in you because they want to be in a relationship at some point, but just because they're investing in you doesn't make you obligated to go along with their wishes. And there's something about that I don't like. Because I think one of the things I don't like is the two of you do get along very well with the Two of Cups. I am getting, like, when it comes to demands like that, this person might be a little over aggressive. I am getting like definitely a romantic, intimate, sexual is what I'm getting. Advancement is what I'm getting. But it could, if this person's not careful, that could ruin things. That's not up to you, that's up to them, oddly enough. See, I'm getting it again. The King of Wands with the take action in the future. I'm getting, like, they're pushing. They want things to go forward. And this is where I'm noticing the Chariot come in. This person's trying to get you into a relationship of some sort. I'm not feeling it's like only sexually motivated, but I feel like that's definitely a part here. And I feel like they're pushing to make things go faster than you're ready for them to go forward. Excuse me. Ooh, that was a yawn and a half. Why is that happening here? Yeah, here's the uncomfortable moment. That's why. This is going to be an uncomfortable moment. This is going to be an uncomfortable moment because they're pushing. They're pushing you. I feel like the take action is explaining what's going to happen here. Like, they're giving this twice. Like, the King of Wands is a very active, motivated person. The take action, like, they want this to go forward. They got the Chariot there, too. They're trying to push you to get into this situation. It's a rough situation because you do feel for this person. It just may be sooner than you want. And they do have, I'm also seeing this in the environment, the romance card. Like, they're very romance oriented. Like, they have genuine feelings for you. I don't want to make it out like they're monster, whoever this person is. They have genuine feelings for you. They do. They're just a little bit too aggressive. It's the best word I could think of. They're very motivated to get things going forward. And I'm getting it again. Like, you get 3 cards finishing it off, and I feel like these two come together. The Knight of Swords with the Ten of Cups. Like, they're telling you, like, hey, look how well we get along. Look how everything fits together. Why not just do it? Like, why don't we just do this? Like, they're excited. They're very motivated in an excited way. Like, I don't feel it's controlling. But I'm noticing it leads to the Five of Swords where you're not feeling comfortable here. And I feel like they're pressuring you to get involved in something you're just not ready to yet. And they're telling me when this Five of Swords comes in, you're going to want to do something different. And one of the reasons is where you're standing is you're looking for the Ace of Pentacles. You're standing with the Ace of Pentacles. You want to cement something in that's reliable and dependable and that you're comfortable with. You're a slow build. I'm getting here that you're going towards the slow build mentality in this situation. And it's making you nervous that you're being pushed and you're being pressured. When you get to this part where it's like the Five of Swords and you're feeling pressured, the something better is saying that you need to redefine the rules. You need to slow it down because this could end up self-destructing. Because this is how it is now, but this is how this relationship is going to go from now on. If you let it go at this point, it's going to continue on. It's kind of reminded me of the first half of this reading with the relationships. It's like a pattern is establishing itself here. And if you keep letting this person pressuring you into going farther than you want to before you're ready, that's going to be what this whole relationship is like. Excuse me. See, I'm getting the heavy energy too. Like I feel like you got to break that. You got to break that. The question is how, because I feel like everybody's is different. I know that, but I'm looking for some type of answer. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? I'm not getting what you're supposed to do about that. So I guess you're gonna have to get there and figure that out as it goes. Because I'm getting like there's a lot of freak out energy. There's a lot of too much. The other side is pressuring. They're excited and that makes sense, but this is gonna cement in a pattern. The opposing problem here or whatever is that you are also, there's the on again. You're also feeling it for them. I'm feeling it again. Like it's pulling down again. Like what am I supposed to tell you? What do you want to say to like help them make this easier? You got to get control of this. It's not going to be just an easy one-off conversation. You're going to have to get control of this and reestablish the tempo of this relationship. Because the farther it goes, the worse it's going to get. And you're not going to be happy, and that's going to bring this to a demise because you're not going to be happy with how the pressure keeps coming and coming and coming, and you're just going to need a break to the point where you're not just going to need a break, you're just going to break, and you're going to leave. This is like, if you can get this tempo, like this rhythm under control and slow things down to a rhythm that you're comfortable with, it'll be okay. The other person is just very excited and wants things to go fast, fast, fast. It's not going to work. I don't feel like it's going to work. Sooner or later, it'll come back on you and it'll destroy things because it'll be too much and you just want out of it because it's just so much pressure and it's constantly happening. So the very beginning here, like I said before, the Emperor is your friend with the Two of Cups. Define it then. What is comfortable for you? And just let this other person know. Because I feel like they're advancing too fast at the very beginning here. And this is where you got to set the tempo. That's where it's easiest to set the tempo of this relationship. Because I do feel like this is going into a relationship. You could do it later too, but the longer it goes, the harder it's going to get. Like you have to explain. There should be an intimate conversation about how you like things to go, what's negotiable, what's not. Because I feel like you're willing to work with this person, but like, for example, if they want you to book a trip with them next month to go away for a weekend, and if you're not comfortable with that, you're like, no, that's like a 6-month thing, like maybe a year thing before I'm really ready for that. Then you need to put your foot down and say, well, you could plan it. You could plan it for 6 months out, and I'll do it then, but not now. And I'm warning you, if this falls through, then it is what it is. I'm not going to feel responsible. I'd recommend till we get that far out before you start planning things like that. Like if you set the tempo and explain what is acceptable to you and stick to it in the very beginning, it's easier because I feel like the other person just kind of realizes what your tempo is and they work around it to where they're happy doing whatever they need to do without pressuring you. Good? Good. I just feel like that's the whole thing. That tempo needs to be, because if it doesn't, it's going to self-destruct the whole situation down the road. All right, I think we're good with that. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.